Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and today folks we're doing another card combination video for the coming 2 weeks. So as usual, I'm just going to fan out the deck and we're going to pick 2 cards to start off with. Ooh, what do we have here? The Tower. Let's just take this out and let's pick another card. Here we go. So Tower and Mountain. We got the Mountain recently. And we did say that the Mountain can bring up obstacles and it can also suggest a location abroad. So the Tower and Mountain is actually a really special combination in my personal dictionary. Before we get into it, a note on the Tower. The Tower is another one of those cards that I feel doesn't really resonate closely with a lot of people. It's not clear what it means when you're first starting out. It can be a number of things, and it's just one of those cards, and that's totally okay, like I've said in one of my videos. The Tower is about mystery sometimes, but it's also associated with anything elevated. So it has to do with authority. It's often associated with government administration, the law, legal affairs, and things on that level. It also is associated with management, authority figures in any context, and often experts, so people who have a lot of experience, who've spent a lot of time becoming specialized in something and becoming really at that level in that field. Another way to read the Tower is in terms of time. So it's often associated with the past, and I also look at it as the long term, whether it's in the past or the future. And it is a card that takes time to unfold. I associate it with a year or so. That's how I like to look at the Tower. Now, with the Mountain, I take this combination to mean the deep past. And this is an interpretation that I inherit from Titania's cards. And so the Tower and Mountain points to this deep past. Now, if we were to switch these around and suggest the Mountain and Tower, in my dictionary, it would also mean the same. It doesn't make much of a difference. If you don't like the idea of reading the Tower as the deep past, then you might like to read this combination, whether it's in this way or the other way, as suggesting some kind of obstacle. And it might take some time before you're able to get over that obstacle. But I also feel that this has to do with climbing to the top. That's a really good way of interpreting these cards. The Mountain is, the mountaintop, and the Tower is that sense of elevation. So you might like to read these cards as suggesting the mountaintop or achieving that higher level, aspiring to this. Now, the thing about the Mountain, whether it's in this direction or that, is that it can be a little bit rigid and difficult. And so it might be a bit of a path ahead before you're able to achieve this level of expertise or your ambition or this higher level that could be represented by the Tower. Now, let's draw a triplet. This is going to be interesting, I think. Let's go for this one. The Woman. So I don't really like person cards. I think I should just remove the man and woman from this deck when I'm doing the card combinations, but it's always a good exercise, I guess. And the reason I say that is because the man and woman are very, very neutral cards. They just represent people, either a man or a woman, and they don't have characteristics. They get their characteristics entirely from other cards. Now, with the Mountain, Tower, and Woman, this can represent someone from the deep past who comes back into the picture, who comes into play at this time. And the woman next to the Tower, I can also see as representing someone who has a certain level of authority, an expert of sorts, a consultant of sorts. But with the Mountain, it can either suggest that she's abroad in a different place or that she is out of reach right now. So the Mountain being a card of blockage, it can represent the idea that she's out of reach. I think it's also possible to read these cards even in this order. Maybe the first order here, she might come through after a time apart. But if we see, for example, the Mountain at the end of the line, which is that sense of obstacle, then it can mean that there's a bit of a a boundary here between you and this person. Maybe there is this ivory tower impression that comes through, the idea that she's too far up to reach to, ideas like that. I think this is possible. And I don't think it makes much of a difference if she's in the middle, except that the focus is more on her, because she would then be the central card. And I think the tower is a bit similar, and the mountain remains similar in terms of, being that boundary thing. So let's take aside the woman. Like I said, people cards are not especially interesting, though sometimes they can add interesting insights to the triplet. Let's move on to a second card. Okay, nice. So the anchor with the mountain, I would take to mean similar to the mountain and bear as well. I think this is a foothold abroad. So with the anchor and mountain, it's pretty clear that there's a location abroad where we have an anchor. So a bit like a flag, the idea that we have a connection with that location. With the tower and mountain, it can mean that this is a place from the past. I feel that, with the strength of the anchor, it can point to our roots, where we originally come from. So it might not be a different place from where you are right now, but it might be as well. So in that case, it becomes interesting. So with this triplet, it can suggest, reconnecting with that place from the past, with our roots, our origins. And it can also mean where we grew up, and of course, like I said, there can be a suggestion here of having a foothold abroad, a connection with someone abroad. The tower can again point to legal affairs, administration, law, government, and these things. So there might be some administration or paperwork or legal things that we need to pursue, and probably in that location abroad. It's very interesting. These three cards are strongly rooted. They don't really move. They're not movement cards at all. They're very immobile, very stationary, very rooted. So I feel that there's a lot of potential rigidity that can come through this line. So I think it's important here to see if we either need to wait things out until they can sort of move a little bit, or we need to be stubborn about a certain situation, like we really need to take our stand, and take our position and not compromise on it. That is also possible. I think it's going to depend on the reading. Suppose we switched around the cards. I'm not seeing too much of a difference here. The mountain and anchor continue to suggest a foothold abroad, some kind of anchor abroad. And the tower here again suggests that it's possibly from the past, or a root, or again, this idea of government and administration. If I, let's say, did this, I'm not seeing much of a difference either. I feel that these cards, any way you order them around, will have a similar indication. I feel that any way you order them around, they will have a similar indication. Okay, let's move on to our third triplet. Let's draw from this side. The heart. Oh, this is nice. This is interesting. This is very different from these two cards here. So the heart is a card of softness and emotion and openness in the face of these cold, rigid cards. Now, it's very possible that reading these cards in the context of love and emotions, this has to do with distance, time apart, and probably something that is on hold. There is a distance between the two people, and the mountain and tower can mean that our love is tied abroad in a different place, and possibly in a place from the past. And so there could be some kind of reconnection that comes into play. But I have to say, because of the mountain in the middle and next to the tower, it can mean that there is that sense of distance. I feel there's a bit of coldness here. There is a time apart. There is this idea of wanting that person and not being able to reach out to them. There is this obstacle that is represented by the mountain. So I feel that there is a bit of a boundary here that is posing an obstacle to the heart. It's not able to express, to reach out. And so this can be a bit of a frustrating time emotionally And it can, of course, mean an emotionally cold time. Now, suppose I move this card around. I wanted to do this one first. This is maybe a little bit better because the heart is on the right-hand side of the line. So perhaps we're able to move past the challenges that we find with the mountain, especially in the context of love and relationships. The tower here can mean that it takes some time. I feel that there needs to be quite a bit of patience with these cards here, with this love. I like the fact that it's on the right hand side, but because the other cards are not particularly bright, it's not clear to me that this is a love that is able to bloom. We don't really have blooming cards and bright cards that bring out this love and this feeling. Instead, I feel this is something that takes time. It unfolds over time. And of course, with the tower and mountain, it can refer to a love from the deep past. And so it could be figuring at this stage when the three cards appear. I think we would have a similar indication if we had the heart in the middle here. The heart in the middle might bring into focus these emotions, the love potential. And it is possible that we're able to overcome the obstacles of the heart, of the mountain, and then the heart with the tower on the other side. It can possibly suggest that this is something that evolves over the long term, and perhaps that this is a relationship that has long-term potential. But because of the mountain, I feel there's a bit of a rigid, energy here. It's never so great with the heart, but maybe the tower being on this side, it helps things unfold over time. So a very interesting set of cards here. I want to do one more triplet just because the woman is not particularly, it doesn't, people cards don't add so much value to a combination because they're so neutral. So let's go ahead and try one more. Let's take this last card here. Oh, wow. This is a beautiful message with the star, a very, very beautiful message. So the star is the card of wish fulfillment. It is one of the brightest cards of the whole deck, and it delivers on wishes, achievement. It has to do with aspirations. It is wish fulfillment on every level, and it also has a spiritual element. Really, anything you wish for, the star really helps you bring it into manifestation. It is a beautiful card. It also invites you to have faith and to trust yourself and to trust the mystery and the guidance that you have in your life. So that is really nice. With the mountain and tower, I feel that the star is really able to overcome any rigidity that is felt by the mountain and tower. It really helps soften their energy. The star is a powerfully positive card. So it's not like the heart. The heart can be influenced by the challenge aspects of the cards, but the star has that overpowering positivity that helps overcome negative cards, and it also helps overcome the rigidity of the mountain and tower. Now, with this idea of climbing the top, I feel that the star really helps bring out this aspect of the mountain and tower. Because of this sense of achievement and wish fulfillment, with the mountain and tower, I feel that we're able to achieve the top. And of course, the stars are high up in the sky, so there is that sense of elevation across all three cards. And with the star, there is that sense of beautiful wish fulfillment that comes through. And so I really feel that major achievement is possible, especially with the tower in the middle and the star on the right hand side. So this is really, really beautiful. If I were to put the mountain on this side of the star, I feel the star is still able to overcome this, but there could be a bit more work or climbing to do in order to achieve the top. So with the star, it's really important to have faith, and the tower also has that sense of mystery and that sense of guidance as some kind of undercurrent in our life. And so with the star, I feel this idea of faith is highlighted in the face of potential obstacles. It can also point to a place abroad, possibly a place from the past. With the star, this can be a really good omen for travel, for exploring or going beyond boundaries, going beyond what we know, and just exploring beyond what is in front of us. I feel this is also possible. Now, let's see if there's a difference with the star at the beginning here. Yes, I feel something could be picked up here that has a slightly different nuance. I feel that the mountain and tower can represent the deep past again, but with the star, it's possible to heal it. And I know that it could have been the case as well when the star was on the right, but I feel this idea of achievement and this outcome of a wish fulfillment with the star on the right-hand side brings out this idea of going up to the top more than when the star is on the left. And when the star is on the left, you know, the idea of the deep past is anchored here in this side of the line on the right-hand side. So I feel that with the star, it's more about healing and the idea of at least desiring or having the intention to let go of the past and to overcome it, to move past it, and to just have faith in our path and the way things have been. So this has been a beautiful triplet here. This last one was very, very beautiful. Let me know how you like these thoughts, how you like these ideas. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts and comments about these combinations. And be sure to stay tuned on our social media so we talk more about them. And if you're not aware, I do have plenty of resources that you can download for free. And you might also like to explore the master guides and the master courses and everything else that I offer. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I am so looking forward to our next one together. Until then, take very good care of yourself.